Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is November 15th, 2021. Not Victory Monday. It's Sad Monday. Moon Day. A case of the moon days.
That sucks.
Yeah, it seems like yesterday was another underdog winning week. The Redskins beat us. The Panthers beat the crap out of the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Who else? Dallas.
Detroit and Pittsburgh with their tie.
Yeah, Detroit. And I had picked Pittsburgh for my survivor this week, so I don't even know how that's going to play out. The Saints and the Tennessee Titans, 23-21, so that was good for us. The Cowboys beat the Falcons 43-3. What a beatdown. Yeah. The only fact check and follow-up I have is the fact check, and everything we said was wrong.
Oh, okay.
We said the Redskins were going to win. The Panthers are definitely going to get whooped by Arizona. I think the only one we got right was Saints at Titans. We said the Cowboys and Falcons was going to be close because I was saying the Falcons are, shoring up their defense a little bit. But
no,
so much
not
for that.
so much. Well, the Carolina game, I forgot that Kyler Murray is not playing currently.
And plus McCaffrey was back.
Yeah, so if I had remembered that it was Colt McCoy starting, I probably would have been a little more measured with that prediction.
Well, they beat the 49ers last week.
Yeah, the 49ers are not a good team.
I think they're the Panthers. Speaking of the Panthers, we should just rename them the McCaffreys because that's like all they did was just hand it to him.
Except for Cam Newton.
And then Cam
He's
Newton.
back, guys.
So I
sounded like Michael Jackson.
I'm back. He did. I was like, what's wrong with his voice? And is it just me or does he look like really thin? His face is gone.
I don't know. He looked weird. He always looks weird.
Well, we're not talking about how he dresses.
I know. I agree with you.
He's a weird dude. Yeah, so he comes back. How many snaps did he get? 5? 4?
Something like that. It was like nothing. They put him on. He's on the goal line.
Yeah, twice.
And you know what's going to happen when they put him on the goal line like that. And
apparently Arizona didn't know.
I know. Like, what are you doing? He got... Okay, so he
had 4 passing attempts.
Yeah. 3 completed.
1 passing touchdown. 3 rushing attempts and 1 rushing touchdown. I don't know what's going on with Carolina, but if I was the Panthers, these players, I'd be kind of miffed. Here it is. You drive it down the field, and then they give it to Cam Newton to run it in twice. You're like, wait a minute. We did all the work, and now you got this guy who
hasn't been there in 2 years.
Hasn't been there and done anything, and all of a sudden he's getting all the glory. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't know. They might really like him there, so they're all happy to have him back or whatever. I don't know
how many of those people actually played with him.
Right. McCaffrey did. So.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so McCaffrey had 13 rushes for 95 yards, 10 targets. He caught all 10 of them for 66 yards.
He's ridiculous.
He had more targets than anybody on the team, of course, by quite a bit. And, of course, rushed more than... Chuba Hubbard actually had 9 rushing attempts. And so did Amir Abdullah. But, McCaffrey's their whole team. And he was back. I think he'd left early, too, because he was hurt. But, that's... I didn't really watch the game. We had both the Carolina game on and the Atlanta game on. But we were so focused on the Tampa Bay game, we didn't really pay much attention to the other two.
No.
We just kept looking over at the scores going, what in the world's going on here?
Yeah.
So
yeah. But, those 2 games, so it was good that Atlanta lost.
Yeah.
Even though Carolina lost, if we're confident that the Buccaneers have the division, which I am, that doesn't really matter. It actually might be better for us that Arizona lost that game.
Yes.
It might be helpful to us.
Definitely. Now, but here's the thing. New Orleans is 1 game behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's 1 game behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's 2 games behind us. We are 2 games behind Arizona, 2 games behind Green Bay now. How'd that happen?
Gosh.
And a game behind Dallas.
We got to get it together. Like, this can't happen again. What was that game?
Well, it can't happen one more time. But November, Thanksgiving's coming up. December football is coming. We can't play like this anymore. After we got the Giants game coming up. We can fart around with that one. But after that.
God, I hope not. It's the Giants, guys. And we can't do this on prime time again.
Why not? We can.
Ralph.
We won the Super Bowl last year.
Stop.
Crapping the bed on prime time.
No. Stop it.
I know. I don't want to. I did not want to lose this game yesterday. It's just.
I'm so glad we didn't go to the game. We had talked about it. Listen, this is how this would have gone, Ralph. We'd both be mad when we were leaving. He'd probably punch somebody. The whole time we're in the car, we're probably going to be fighting. And also there's traffic. So we'd be that's how that would have gone yesterday. So good thing we didn't go.
We stayed home and punched each other.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah. We were going to go, and it was Saturday, and then we ended up getting a surprise date night. So, we did that, and so we said, let's just stay home and not go to the game. Glad we didn't. That would have been some wasted money.
I know.
Like you said, bail. We'd have to throw that on top of there.
And it was cold. I did not. All those people look cold.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's review this game.
Okay.
Good Lord. What do you think? Me and you haven't really talked about it a whole lot. What do you think? What do you see?
What the heck? Where was our offense? Where was the offense?
Yeah.
It was offensive.
Offensive.
The offense was offensive. What? I mean, I don't know. I'm just confused. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. We didn't talk about this in the podcast. I didn't realize they have the 32nd rank pass defense. But our team made them look like it was, they were mediocre at worst.
We had that one big play, 30, 40 yards to Darden. And then we had a big touchdown to Mike Evans. Other than that, we didn't really do a whole lot in the passing game. Of course, they didn't do a whole lot in the pass game either.
They didn't need to. They were running it down our throats. Almost got 100 yards. Not quite.
We'll talk about that in a second,
yards.
but they didn't really do that either. It was one of those weird games. It was kind of like the Saints game. After watching it on all 22, I was like, it was like we were playing in a fog.
Yeah, I don't understand what was happening. Time of possession. They crushed us. It was 40 minutes. We had the ball 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. How does that happen?
Yeah. We only had the ball for, let me see, 2 minutes. 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Total.
Yeah, that last drive too. Where was the defense?
2 minutes
that
and
is
7
when our
seconds.
defense normally shows up when we need to stop and we need to get the ball back. Yep. And instead they just drove it down the field and scored a touchdown. We get the ball back with 30 seconds left. There's nothing you can do. We're 10 points down.
Yes, they had 39 minutes and 8 seconds with the ball. We had 20 minutes and 52 seconds with the ball. That's a huge, huge difference.
Yeah.
But it all came on that last drive. That last drive, they held that ball for 10 minutes. It was a 10-minute, 19-play drive. We'll get into all that in a second. But, that really was the whole game, was that drive. But we'll touch on that more here in a minute. But, yeah, the time of possession, we had the ball 4 minutes and 14 seconds in the first quarter and 2 minutes and 7 seconds in the fourth quarter. We beat them in time of possession in the third quarter by 20 seconds. We had it 7 minutes and 20-some seconds. They had it 7 minutes and 5 seconds. But other than that, they just whooped our butts in time of possession. Vita Vea's injury, he got hurt in the fourth quarter. You got updates on that, right?
Yeah, it's a bone bruise and a slight MCL sprain.
So that's good. That's good news.
Yeah. So.
I was sweating it, man. I was like, are you serious with this guy? As much as I love him, you can't get hurt like he does all the time.
Yeah.
And, if he was out for the season, I'd be like, if accountability is availability. Availability is accountability. If you're not on I don't care how good you are, you can't be a superstar on the bench.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Richard Sherman has a calf strain, and BA said he doubts that he'll be on the field anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
there's no
great.
nothing.
We paid $1 million for a corner we saw for a game.
Yeah, 2 games, and he was horrible in both games. So I'm not anxious to get him back out on the field. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The football team was not as lucky as we were. Chase Young has a torn ACL, so he is out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we knocked out 4 of their starters. Right? Chase Young, their tight end, not Peoples. Seals Jones.
Scherf was out. Did he come back in?
I can't remember. I think he did.
Yeah. McLaurin, he was hurt, came back in. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, we were lucky. We only got the one injury, Vita, coming out of this. And it doesn't seem to be serious. So there's that. That's a bright spot. Now, what I see with this game, and of course I haven't done all 22 yet, but what I saw was just a general lackluster performance all the way around. We didn't play bad. We just didn't. There was like little mistakes here and there that really cost us a game. It's a game of inches. Redskins brought their A+ game. That's the best they have played in 5 years. Literally by stats, that's the best they've played in 5 years. They scored on their first 4 possessions. They haven't done that in 5 years. They had their longest drive by time and yardage in this game. They had, let me see, what else? The biggest lead they've had all year. So this is the best game they played.
Why do we do this why do we always, this is our MO. Yeah. We do this with teams.
Well, it was a revenge game for them. They really wanted this. To us, it's just like we said before the game. It's not even an important game. It's only important in the sense that it's nice to get the win for playoff seeding. That's all this game meant to us. To them, it meant a lot. Revenge, home field. You got to give your fans something. Heineke's trying to hold on to this starting job with everything he's got. He played great. Now, I was talking about in the preview podcast, I was like, he's played crap all year, just making bad decisions. His throws are not accurate, blah, blah, blah. He comes out there, and again, just like in the playoffs with us last year, he just played damn near perfect. I think he had 110 quarterback rating.
Yeah, sure did. He did get sacked 5 times.
He got sacked 5 times, yes. And that goes to also one of the things we were talking about in the preview podcast is we wanted to see how, because we hardly got any pressure on him in the playoffs, but we wanted to see how Bowles would, pressure him. And we pressured the crap out of him. We had 5 sacks. Listen to this. This is going to blow your mind. 5 sacks, 2 by Devin White, 1 by Nelson, 1 by Sue, 1 by Tryon. We got 8 quarterback hits and 11 tackle for losses. Here's their stats. 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hits, 0 tackle for losses. How did we lose?
I got 1 quarterback hit on ESPN.
Yeah. I saw 1 quarterback hit too, and I didn't see it in the stats. But these are the official stats from the game book.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, what? How in the world did we lose 5 sacks, 8 quarterback hits, 11 tackles for losses? They got 0, 0, 0 in all those categories. And we
know. Stats mean nothing. That's what that.
Nothing.
Well, and you really didn't see the stats don't align with what we saw on the field. I feel like.
Yeah.
From the defense, Devin White, I feel like was all over the place, but no one else. Where was everyone else?
Yeah, Levante had that great fumble. He punched that ball right out.
I mean, I don't know.
Now, I know it looks like, when you look at the stats, okay, you go, the first thing you say is turnovers. We had the 2 turnovers in our territory that hurt us. They got 10 points off those 2 turnovers, but then we got a turnover in their territory and we got 6 points off that. So, the turnover battle, while it sucked for us, we down by 1, that wasn't the reason either. There's nothing I can point to in this game that I could say this is the reason why we lost. It was just like a general malaise all the way across the board. Tom Brady wasn't accurate. He was making some silly decisions and bad throws. I mean, he was throwing it at people's feet sometimes. You're like, Tom Brady doesn't do this. Play calling I thought was atrocious. I don't know what game plan they had coming in here, but the Redskins had it locked up and we never adjusted. We script our game, our first 30.
I want to say it's 15.
Okay.
I don't know. I think we've had this argument before and I can't remember what the result was.
Right. Yeah. It's Byron Leftwich. We know that Bruce Arians scripts, I think it's 30. And I think he later said that Byron does 15. But anyhow, we didn't even get through those 15 until the first half because we didn't get any plays off in the first quarter. Not many in the second quarter. So we were still running our scripted plays late into the game. And when we should have just abandoned it. We were passing the ball, and it was these short little passes. We passed it a lot to Fournette, did a lot of check downs, did a lot of screens to the outside, and they just weren't doing a whole lot.
I felt like towards the end when they started throwing screens to Godwin, he got a few plays that actually worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then there were some that, didn't work. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like, we abandoned the run. Fournette had, 11 rushes, I think, which is crazy because he was getting good yardage. I mean, he was popping off like 4.1 yards average. They had wait a minute, I've got this written down. They had let's see, Fournette averaged 4.3 yards per rush, but we only rushed him 11 times, 53 yards total rushing for the Bucs. Gibson, their starter, he rushed 24 times for 64 yards. He had a 2.7 average. They rushed 34 times for a total 94 yards. A lot of that was Heineke, though. He was popping off, some 5-6 yard plays. So their total was 2.8 yard average. We rushed 13 times for 53 yards for 4.1 yard average. We just abandoned the run. We do that too often. We're just not a running team. And anytime we get behind, we're just like, screw it. It's like the the ship that's taken on water. First thing you do is you throw out all the unuseful stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ours is the running game. So I felt that was bad. I felt like our defense, our offensive line was just kind of bleh. We let some guys through.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady didn't get sacked, but I did not feel like he had good protection.
Right. He was having to get rid of the ball quickly.
Yeah.
Or quicker than he would like sometimes. Our receivers, we had some drop passes. That one for Darden, he caught the pass and immediately fumbles it. Mm-hmm. I think it should be considered a fumble, not an interception.
I know. I hate those.
Yeah.
Which BA yesterday in the press conference said both interceptions were Tom Brady's fault. And then today he corrected it and said he didn't really consider the Darden interception to be an interception. He considered it more of a fumble, which I agree with. And so, but the other one was Tom's fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fournette dropped a pass right in his gut. Bam. But it wasn't like we were dropping passes all over the place. It was just a few here and there. And that's how this whole game was. It was just like we were making a few mistakes on the offensive line, a few mistakes Brady, a few mistakes with receivers, a few mistakes in coverage, a few mistakes with our linebackers, a few mistakes, few mistakes here and there just added up to us losing this game. Now, we went into the fourth quarter, we scored that touchdown, and I was 100% confident that we were going to win the game. I was like, we got this, because we were talking about it. We were like, wait, they done pissed us off now. We're just going to go ahead and knock out a few touchdowns here. And then, like you said, they get that ball and drove it 80 yards down the field, took 10 minutes off the clock, the whole fourth quarter. And they had one play in there. They had a 16-yard play. The rest of their plays were just little 2-3 yard pickups. Here's let me see. The fourth quarter drive is what really killed us. I mean, if you were to point to anything in this game and say this is why we lost, it was that fourth quarter drive. But it wasn't like we did anything wrong. They ran the ball on that drive 13 times. Okay, for 35 yards total.
Wow.
You're like, how in the world did they even manage that? I mean, here's their yardage on their runs on that drive. 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 7 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 4 yards, 2 yards, -1 yard, 5 yards, 0 yards, 3 yards, and 1 yard. How in the world do you sustain a drive doing that? That's what I'm saying. It's just like it shouldn't have happened. But here's what would happen is they'd have these third downs. They only ran for first down on that drive 3 times. They had, let me see, how many first drives did they get? I think 7. But like I said, on that whole drive, they only had one 16-yard play. The rest of them were those small things. But what was happening is they'd have these 3rd and 2. Let me see, they had a 3rd and 2nd, a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 4, and a 3rd and 5, and a 3rd and 4 in that drive. And all of them just about were these quick slants, and our quarterbacks were completely draped on those guys. And the pass had to be perfect. And a couple times our cornerbacks had their hands on the ball, and they were just catching them. It was like, you want to say luck, there's just no way you could sustain a drive like that. Doing that long, they did, So the drive was 19 plays, 80 yards, 10 minutes and 26 seconds long, and it took almost the whole quarter. This 14 minutes and 31 seconds had passed by the time we got the ball back. Now, there was a lot of things in this game where you felt like they were pretty lucky. The ball bounced their way quite a bit. There was that one, I think it was Cockrell, jumped up and batted the pass, and the pass, it looked like, was going to go over the receiver's head, and Winfield was standing right there. If Cockrell wouldn't have tipped that pass and batted it, it probably would have went right into Winfield's hand. But he batted it, and it changed directions and landed in the receiver's hand. That was one of those plays where you're like, what?
I forgot about that one.
How in the world does that happen? So they had a lot of stuff like that. It was kind of like that interception they almost got that bounced off Godwin's foot. I mean, that's just when they fumbled the ball. I think it was the tight end fumbled the ball, and we recovered it. But then they showed his elbow had touched the ground.
Yeah,
it was just stuff like that. This whole game, you were like, can we get any breaks going our way? But I'm not gonna say that they got lucky is the reason why we won. It was just a bunch of little stuff here and there. And when you add it all up, it's a game of inches. Their inches were longer than ours. There was also the refs.
I don't see. Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
Right. You think, oh, come on, Ralph, this is ridiculous. There was a lot of screwed up calls and uncalled plays in this game. And one of them pretty much cost us the game. I mean, it was on that last drive. So there was an uncalled face mask on Fournette, 52.
I don't know how they didn't see that. There was a ref right there.
I know, and even the announcers were like, well, that's one they missed.
Yeah.
In the second quarter, 7:43, 52. I'm not sure who he is. He tackled Fournette exactly the same way Devin White tackled Jameis Winston and got called for a horse collar. Exactly. Exactly.
I thought he was even inside the pads.
Yeah. And you saw Fournette's knees buckle, just like Jameis Winston's did. That went uncalled. Third quarter, let me see. No, it was third and 13. Second quarter, 4:05. Remember, Sue was called for jumping off sides? It wasn't his fault. 17, the receiver, who was standing right beside the referee, moved first. And as a matter of fact, you can see everybody on that side of the field, Winfield, and I think it was Dean at the time, started pointing at 17. Mm-hmm. But he moved, and Sue was looking. Let me see. Sue was on the left side. So he's looking down at the ball, but he's also looking down the line, and he could see 17, and he saw 17 move, and that's when he moved. So he moved, and I mean, it was a big movement too. It started off, he just lifted his back foot, but then he crouched, and when he crouched, that's about the time Sue went across the line. The ref obviously didn't see him moving, but I mean, the ref was literally 5 feet away from him. So that was aggravating. And then, the second neutral zone infraction we got, Golston. Oh,
Golston. That one hurt me. Yeah. That one hurt.
3rd and 2, 2-minute warning, 3rd and 2.
And you know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what they're doing.
But here's what happened. This is the same thing that Drew Brees used to do, and I used to get so mad about it. And if you watch my videos, you've seen it. When the quarterback does a hard count, he is not allowed to simulate the snap at all. That means he can't shoot his hands forward. He can't bend at the waist. He can't bend his knees. He can't jerk forward. He can't do it. But Drew Brees used to do it all the time. He would shoot his hands forward, and it'd cause us to jump off sides. Heineke did that. He bent at the waist and pushed his head forward, when he went, what? It was complete. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to show Heineke moving. I'm not going to show the offensive line or defensive line or anything like that. I'm going to show it, and I'm going to be like, okay, you tell me if this isn't a false start. Mm-hmm. And you can see it plain as day if you just look at him. He bends at the waist. And
well, I remember the first time I saw that called was Phillip Rivers.
When he jutted his hands forward?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
And yeah, if you look at the rule, that's what it says.
Yeah, and they will call it sometimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes they won't. And in this case, they didn't. And it cost us a first down. But then again, you got to say, Golston,
yeah, you got to be smarter than that.
Right.
You know what they're doing. That's what's so frustrating about it.
Yeah. You can't depend on the refs to make the right call. Mm-hmm. So we got that. Then we had the third quarter, 4:29. There was a defensive pass interference on Delaney. Number 30.
Oh, in the end zone.
In the end zone, yes. Totally crap call. It was an uncatchable pass all day long.
Yeah.
There is no way. The pass, I freeze framed it. The pass, as soon as Delaney grabbed hold of the receiver, the pass was 5 foot in the air above both of them, 3 foot behind them. As soon as he committed the foul. There's no way that guy could have caught that ball. No way. Totally impossible. It was an uncatchable pass. So we got screwed right there, and they ended up, I think they scored a touchdown there. And then in the fourth quarter on that drive, about around 6:40, Edwards was held when he was going to tackle, and, he was dragged to the ground. The guy grabbed him inside the collar and dragged him to the ground. It was right there in front of a ref. And you see the whole Buccaneers sideline, and everybody was like, hey.
Screaming.
Yeah, what's going on here? And they didn't call the flag on that. So, and that's without me watching All 22. I'm going to find all kinds of mess when I watch All 22. But, that was 4 big penalties right there.
Yeah.
So, or 5. Face mask, a horse collar, a DPI in the end zone that put them on the 1 yard line. It was bull crap. Holding in that long ass drive they got. A blatant holding. I mean, this wasn't a, ticky-tacky holding. It was a drag to the ground holding. And then the 2 neutral zone infractions. One that gave them a first down. The Sue one didn't hurt, I don't think.
Right.
Can't
It was
remember.
a third down. I think it was like 3rd and 12.
Third
And
and
so it
13.
gave them, So they were 3rd and long still.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we stopped that one.
Yeah. So, there was a weird game. It was almost like I said, we were playing in a fog.
I know. I don't understand. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, we had 3 or 4 dropped interceptions that I counted.
That one, the Cockrell, batted it, but he could have caught it.
Could have caught it. Yeah.
And then Mike Edwards.
Would have been a good catch.
Yeah. Mike Edwards tipped one up and wasn't able to come down with it.
Yep.
It was just barely
Then
too far over
Dean
his
had
head.
that one that he jumped up and batted. No, they threw it, and it would have been a great catch. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy
He
one.
had his hands on it, but it was.
Yeah.
He just got them long arms. That's why he was able to touch it. But
Yeah, and if one of those would have happened, it would have changed the game. So things just weren't going our way, and we weren't forcing the issue, it seems. We were just kind of like, whatever.
yeah, again, it just felt like we weren't all that concerned with winning. Like we were not. I didn't feel like we were playing cohesively as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt very disjointed.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, they played an A+ game, best game they've played probably in 5 years, but definitely best game they played this season. And we brought our C game, which we should have won even with that, but ball didn't bounce our way. And here's one thing that I really, really dislike about this. Now, there's a number of things about this game that was frustrating for me. One, the lack of running. I really hate that. To situational football, didn't seem like we didn't play situational football. We stuck to our script no matter what. Didn't like that. The lack of big plays. It was like we were right there. Like I said, with the interceptions, it was like we were almost right there. Our cornerbacks were draping these guys sometimes, and that touchdown. Delaney, the fade to the left corner, I think it was their first touchdown. And Delaney, he was right there. Like literally, I think the ball grazed his finger. Oh, no. Seriously, that was one of those plays where you're like, wow, they got very lucky on there because, he had his hand right there. And from every angle I've seen, it's like he was either touching the ball or it was micrometers away. And that's just how the game went, the whole game. But one thing, and we had a few drop passes too. So, plenty of blame to go around for everybody. But this is what bothered me the most about that game. We got the ball back with 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We were down by 10. Okay? We quit. We didn't even try. I do not like that at all. Now, Dirk Cutter did that back in, it was like 4 years ago. And it was pretty much the death knell of our team. When you do that, when the coaches quit, even if you go, the game's out of hand, we're just going to quit and wrap it up. That's a mentality that you do not want in your players. That it's okay to quit. You just don't want that. Now, statistically, we could have won that game or at least tied it up. There was still a chance. 29 seconds, you throw a couple deep balls, you get in field goal range, you kick a field goal, onside kick, recover it, you're in their territory, touchdown. You can do all that in 29 seconds. The odds are really low, but the odds are there. You're not going to stand if we were down by 50 or something, or we needed even 4 scores. But we were within 10 points with 29 seconds left, and we ran 2 plays to run the time off the clock. Ooh, I did not like that at all. I think that just sends a bad message. Bad message.
At least like a garbage time touchdown. Something. Risk it.
Right,
risk
yeah.
It, no biscuit. Like,
what happened,
where is that? What happened to that?
Where was that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, to me, I'm not as bothered by it because I don't think there was like a huge possibility of us winning.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it didn't feel feasible, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm big into the subconscious and, the power of positive thinking, all that good stuff. And I think doing things like that just implants in your head, it's okay to quit if you feel like you can't win.
Yeah.
That's what the coaches are saying. That's what they said right there on the field. It's too hard. Let's quit. Yeah. So I do not like that. Do not like that. And when Cutter did it, that's why I was like, yep, that's it. He's not going to. He's going to lose this locker room. He's going to lose this team. He's going to get. We're going to replace him as a coach. Sure enough, we did. You just can't do that. So we'll see how that goes. Yes, this is more of a veteran team and a lot of years out there. So maybe it won't affect it. We'll see. So yeah, the quitting, didn't like that. Lack of situational football awareness, didn't like that. Bad offensive planning, I didn't like that. Now I think Bowles did a good job getting pressure. I think that was probably the highlight of the team. Brady not being accurate, missed tackles. We had some missed tackles at some crucial times, especially on like third down. The field position at the beginning of the game, they killed us in that, because we turned the ball over in our territory. Turnovers, they beat us in that. And then that last drive. God, how could we not stop them on that last drive?
Yeah, I think that's what's the most baffling about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't like they were kicking our butt. They were getting 2, 3, 4 yards at a time, just moving it steadily down the field. 19 plays, 80 yards, 10 minutes. Good grief. 10 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm sorry. Almost 11 minutes. 11-minute drive.
And that's on the defense.
Yeah.
That whole, I don't know. Where were the playmakers?
Yeah. Yeah, they had 5 third down conversions on that drive. They had 1 fourth down conversion. That was for the touchdown. Which there, on that touchdown, that was just like one of those, what happened there? It looked to me like Devin White. He was supposed to have the outside, and he just got caught up in the scrum a little bit. And you saw Levante David ran out there to try and tackle him. But Levante was kind of in the middle. Devin White was on that side. And you saw Levante run out there, and then when they called touchdown, he turned around to Devin White, and he was kind of chewing him out a little bit. And plus, JPP was on that side too, and he got kind of pushed to the inside, and I couldn't tell if he's being held, so I'm going to look at that on all 22. And you see him kind of looking at the refs with his hands up after the play, so we'll see about that. It's never the Buccaneers' fault.
No.
We never get beaten. It's never their fault.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't know. I felt like this one, it was the offense and the defense.
To everybody.
I think there's a ton of blame to go around.
Yeah.
I think the biggest head scratcher is, I don't know what the hell the offense was doing.
Yeah.
That one was just a little, I was just like, what? Where are they?
Yeah, where were our big plays? Like I said, we had 2.
Yeah.
That Mike Evans one, that was a nice one.
Yeah.
And the Darden play. Yeah. Other than that, we looked very pedestrian.
Yeah. Just could not get it together.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see on all 22 what they did defensively. Because it appears that they did shut down our, the long game. I don't know. To me, it just looked like we were just sticking to the script we had and didn't even try to, hit it long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
We did have 2 big things happen this game. Mike Evans got the touchdown.
He tied it.
Tied the touchdown record.
The touchdown record. Which is great. That means he's going to break it at home.
Yay,
against the Giants on Monday Night Football. Yeah.
And then this one was kind of quiet. This was tweeted by Bailey Adams from Bucs Nation. Levante David holds the franchise record for forced fumbles, surpassing Derek Brooks.
Nice.
So,
Damn.
we had that going for us.
You go, Levante.
So, with the offense, I have to wonder, is it Gronk? Is that what we're missing? Is it Antonio Brown? Is that it? These two guys who haven't been playing the past few weeks?
Yeah.
Because the last game was like this too.
I don't know. Gronk is so physical at the line of scrimmage, but we ran a play with Brait. He scored a touchdown, which is a play they run with Gronk all the time, and he executed it perfectly. So, as far as receiving, Gronk is just so big and physical. It takes 5 guys to take him down, and
I know. Well, I don't think it's necessarily like the play call or whatever for him. I just think it's his presence. Like, you can't replicate that with anyone else.
Yeah.
Or Antonio Brown, maybe. To me, it feels like that comfort level with Tom Brady.
Could be.
I don't know. Those are his guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and Antonio Brown, he's got that speed.
Yeah.
But, Darden got speed too. But Antonio, he's just got that something. Confidence and the veteran know-how. And so, I think we would have won the Super Bowl without those two guys last year. Like I said, we were playoff ready. We just needed a quarterback that didn't make a bunch of mistakes. We got Tom Brady, and then getting Gronk and Antonio Brown and Fournette, that was just a bonus plan. I think we're good enough to beat anybody with what we got. We don't need Gronk and Antonio Brown.
But I don't think so either. But I'm just saying for the, that the offense just feels like it's missing something. There's just not that fire and cohesion. Yeah,
you do feel that there's just a malaise. It's just like, bleh.
Yeah.
Except Fournette now, when he was running hard.
Yeah.
He was plowing over some people. Mm-hmm. And a team needs that, especially when they're losing or it's a close game. They need a physical runner. It just gets the whole team excited. When you see guys just plowing over dudes out there.
Well, and you feel like you're in control. You're bringing control back.
Yeah. Yeah, because, to us, we're watching the game and we're seeing all the catches and the passes and all the strategy and all that good stuff. But, these guys on the field, this is very, very physical. I mean, they're slamming into each other. They're tackling. They're blocking. I mean, it's very physical. And to them, physicality is everything. And when they can see somebody dominating physically, it gets them all hyped up.
Yeah.
They're all like, oh, I want to go out there and hit somebody. and we just abandoned it. You're just like,
For why?
Yeah. Well, let me see. We ran him 11 times. 2 of those were the last 2 plays to run out the clock. And so basically we ran him 9 times in this game.
And then where was Rojo? I mean, he was out there at snap. I saw, but he got no carries. That's terrible.
He didn't get any carries?
No.
Wow. Yeah, Rojo was out there for 1 snap.
Yep.
On offense. Wow. Damn. But they say he's not in the doghouse. It's just Fournette's playing better, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it doesn't matter. We only ran it 9 times.
I know.
So I don't think who we put it out there is going to help. Ridiculous. So we got the Giants coming up, and that's on Monday Night Football, and that's at home, and we're going to see Mike Evans break the record, the franchise touchdown record. That's going to be great. And you said they might have their running back. Saquon Barkley?
I don't know about Saquon Barkley. I don't know what's going on with that. I gotta look at it. I have him in fantasy. I forget what the injury is. I want to say it's an ankle. And when it happened, they didn't think he was going to be out that long, a few weeks. So we'll see. I'll look into that this week.
Well, the Giants are 3-6, just like the Redskins are now, since they beat us. And like I said, this game only matters in the sense of playoffs.
Well, it's a conference game too, so potentially could be a tiebreaker.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, we don't have to worry about winning this division.
I'm not worried about the division. I'm worried about
so this is a seeding.
And,
exactly. That's what I meant. This Giants game, just like the Washington game, only matters in seeding. And we're getting ready to come up in the Tom Brady football season. Thanksgiving is when he starts. That's when he says football starts. And, so, we're getting kinks out. We're getting,
I feel like there shouldn't be this many at this point in the season. I don't understand. To me, it's borderline unacceptable. I'm so frustrated by this. I just think it's like, what the hell are they doing? I don't understand.
We lost to a 2-6 team.
I don't understand how you put this on the field. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I don't understand why it happened.
Yeah, it was very uninspiring football. It wasn't entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It was aggravating.
Yeah. Yeah.
To lose to a 2-6 team that we booted out of the playoffs last year with pretty much the same team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it looked like we were playing in mud.
Mm-hmm.
Just bleh, bleh.
And it didn't feel like they wanted to win.
Didn't play with the energy.
Mm-hmm.
No. Same thing with the Saints game. It was the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm getting sick of watching football like this. Is what I'm saying.
I think they're gonna step it up. Maybe not this game coming up, but after that is when we're gonna get serious. Serious. We've got the Colts after the Giants. They're playing pretty decent football. Then we got the Falcons. Then we got the Bills. That's going to be a tough one. Fortunately, it's going to be at Raymond James, so we don't have to travel to Buffalo for that one.
Or play in the snow, potentially.
Yeah. Then we're bringing the Saints to our house. Then we got the Panthers. Then we got the Jets. Then we got the Panthers again. So, we've only got two teams that are, AFC teams that could challenge us there. And then the rest of it, we got the Falcons, we got the Saints. We're going to want revenge on the Saints.
Mm-hmm. I do.
We got the Panthers twice and then the Jets. So, theoretically, if we lose to the Colts, we lose to the Bills, we lose to the Saints. So we lose those three. Then we win the rest of them. You're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Going 11-7. It's playoffs, right?
I don't know.
That's if we just crap all over the field, don't play to our potential, which I think we're going to. We're going to step it up here in the next week or two. Yeah, it was a horrible loss. I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt like crap. But at the same time, it took us out of contention. It wasn't a revenge game for us. It wasn't, we didn't lose any vital players. Vita for a couple weeks, but all in all, it just sucks to lose.
Yeah.
But wasn't that bad.
It felt kind of bad.
I haven't even looked at any of the tweets or any of the articles, or because I know what they're all going to be saying. One, it's going to be penalties. We're going to stop our penalties, and turnovers and all that good stuff. The usual. Everybody jumping on the beat up the Bucs bandwagon.
Yeah, it's not as big of a dumpster fire as it normally is.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay.
From the regular people on Twitter, I don't know what the media is saying.
Yeah.
I haven't paid attention to them.
Yeah, Bruce Arians, his press conference was kind of pissed at the team. He was mad.
And then Tom Brady only, which the media was crying about, he only stayed like a minute, 10 seconds in his post-game press conference.
Yeah, he pulled a Belichick.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good.
He was basically, well, we just got to play better. But he didn't seem mad to me. He just didn't seem like he really wanted to be there. But, he kept a stoic face and answered the silly questions. I think 2 of them. And then he just walked off.
I know. Somebody asked him what happened with the interception. He said, we started with the ball and they came away with it.
Yeah.
And I love it. After a loss, I like watching pissy Tom Brady take it out on the media. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Let me see. We got somebody here was saying, it's Anthony Beck. Beck is saying that Tom Brady checked down too much and that he saw Mike Evans open 6 times. That he never threw to.
It kind of did feel like he was checking down a lot. Like, it didn't feel like plays were developing like they normally do.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like we had any of those. Like, no bomb. I mean, that's what we talked about. There weren't really any bombs.
Yeah. Tom Brady seemed off.
Yeah.
He seemed off. Maybe this team goes the way Tom Brady goes.
Yeah.
It had happened with New Orleans too, where he threw some great passes, but then he threw some ducks too.
And then you have to wonder, is the hand bothering him?
You shut your mouth.
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, he had a torn MCL last season. No one knew about it.
No one knew about it.
He said nothing.
That's crazy.
I know. So what's the, what are the chances that there's another injury like that? I mean, he did wear a glove yesterday. So does he always wear a glove? I think he always wears.
He does in cold weather.
Yeah.
Right? He did it.
New England.
New England.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'm not too discouraged by this. I do want to see it. I didn't like the quitting aspect by the coaches, calling those 2 running plays to run out the clock. 30 seconds left, down by 10. Brady's got to get sharper, more on point. Our defense has got to start making plays. The stats are nice, but they're not helping in the win column. They had to make that stop in that 4th quarter. They just had to. They didn't. Just let them march down the field 3 yards at a time.
That's just disrespectful. You just can't. You can't put up with that.
I know. And then, we had some bad reffing again. Offensive line didn't play that great, I didn't think. Don't know. Just seemed like it was just blah all the way around. But I'm not discouraged by it. I honestly think we're going to get on point. Maybe not next week. It might be next week. It might be next week where they've circled it on their calendar and said, all right, this is when we start playing serious football. Yeah.
Let's take it out on the Giants.
Yep, on a Monday Night Football. Let's show the world we're here. So, I'm not too discouraged. We're still 6-3. Right? That's so funny. Listen to us. We're talking about we're 6-3 and we're discouraged. We're trying to talk ourselves up. We're 6-3. Jesus. We're spoiled.
I know. That's true.
We're spoiled with this team. Oh, my goodness. We're leading the division. We have been since, week 4?
We got a winning record.
Got a winning record. Shooting straight for the playoffs. We hadn't go to the playoff for 13 years. Haven't won a game in the playoffs for 20, 18 years, something like that.
And now we're 6-3 is unacceptable.
It's ridiculous. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're about done. You got anything else to say, Molly?
No, that'll do it.
Okay. Keep your heads up. We got a great football team. It's going to come around. This was just one of those games. It's going to happen any given Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Let's shake this one off. Start looking forward to the Giants. That beatdown we're going to give them on a Monday Night Football in front of the whole world. Yes. So till next time.
Go Bucs.